Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Monstrositus One, Monstrositus X, aka Godling, the creator, aka Jay DeLille, the artist. Um, I'm here to show a little bit of how I put together my Bible. This is what I call my Bible. It's my book of superhero names. And well, it's got all kind of names: superhero, villains. Any idea I came up with, I put it into these three notebooks. It started off as this one right here. You can see the one with all the real dark yellow is the first one. I used to thumb through this thing regularly till I knew practically where what was on every page. In other words, when I came up with an idea for a new name, and I thought I recognized seeing that name before in the book, I could practically thumb to the exact page that it was on within a page or two, and it would be right there. And I would find it. I said, okay, I don't need to use that because I have to go back and forth through, because I didn't want a whole bunch of repeats. So I would keep thumbing back and forth through the pages. So uh, you can see after at the first half of this book is origins and little drawings of some of the characters in the corner of the page, and and then a little brief origin story or whatever, and then the second half of the book is the names, because at first when I started the book, it was only supposed to be two or 300 characters, just so that I could have enough to create my own universe. That's all I needed, and that was supposed to include civilians and everything. But there's no civilian. There's no civilians in this book. There's all superhero, supposed to be superhero type names, and group names, and different things. So after a while, I started putting little tabs just so that I could remember. Well, I could made it easy because all of the names are in there randomly. There's no kind of alphabetical order. So these are short ones right here for the children, kids' names that are specifically meant to, so for creating kids. The rest of them are adults, whether they be man or female. At first, I think I used to put a little F over the top of the words to for female, and a K for kids, and then I started putting these tabs and giving them their own section. But at first, it started in the border at the top of the page for the children. So these first few tabs, they're right here at the top of the page. And then as I get further in to the second book, they got little sections of their own, 2 or 3 or 4 pages, maybe 5, 6, because at one point I divulged like 6 pages, 3 sheets back and front towards the group. So yeah, and then I was watching different shows and TV and cartoons and stuff like that. You realize that they had groups that had different names. So then I came up with the long piece strip of tape is for the group names. So the short ones is for the kids, the long ones is for the groups, and there's about 1,000, I guess, of each for the kids, and 1,000 for the groups altogether as they go through. And then down here would be the cities, and down here would be the Patriots, and then here on the bottom is I put tabs down here. They're not that many, but you see them right there. These tabs are for the miscellaneous information, stories without characters, specific characters that I would attach it to. They're just random thoughts put down on a page. Origin ideas, power ideas, or how they gain their powers, or how they disperse their powers, or something that I could use at a later time. Just a random thought. So I put them in there, and then up top, those tabs are for story ideas. There's not that many because those are individual stories that contain all of the characters as well as the thought process behind it. So and then I put down a bunch of character names specific to that. One is a demon story. One is like another type of apocalyptic story. And then there's one for blackmail because he's gonna come in with a whole within the Might storyline. He's gonna come in with his whole um, character base, bad guys, good guys, all of these powers, and so that his whole he's gonna basically have his whole world of his own. Not a universe because it's still going to be within the Might universe, but uh, he's going to have his own world that's complete with with all of that. And I got a few characters that I have that those types of stories, but they're not in this book like that. It's just the blackmail storyline is a big one. It's a big it's gonna bring a whole lot. It's gonna open up a whole lot in that universe. So uh, in my universe, in the Might universe, and so yeah, that's why I got all of these. And then all the way at the back, over here in the back of this second book is titles of for different books that I was coming up with. Uh, Novel books that I'm writing, that I have been writing, and I'm still writing, and then in the back of this third book is all about 130 power sets, no power bases, like objects that can MacGuffins, power sources that can imbue people with abilities. So I got that in different types: man-made, extraterrestrial, galactic, cosmic, all of this type of stuff. All of that's in here in the back. So I've got all kinds of everything that somebody could need, and that's why I'm having so much problems, because I want to put a lot into my book, because I want to introduce a lot, because I have a lot of stories to tell. I have a lot of information that I want to bring out, so I know I have to start big. So that's the reason why I created Might, because Might wasn't even one of my favorite characters. Uh, Blackmail is Mega. He's one of my main characters that I created years and years ago that I wanted to come up with. I just was afraid to bring it out on the internet and have somebody try to rip me off. So that's why I've been doing things the way I've been doing it. So that's why I brought up Mike, because he was a character I created. I drew on the train, and I gave him a name at kind of the last minute, and say, "Hey, I'm going to use him to tell this story about this revolution." And that's where Mike came from, and that was supposed to devolve into an all-out war that a lot of people was going to die in, a whole lot of people. So I figure I got all these characters in here, and that's how I can get a lot of characters on the page, because I got them. I got thousands of characters. So I say I even got just 1,000. I say I got 10,000 characters in here, right? Say I could only use 1,000 out of the 10. That's plenty. That's more than plenty to tell the stories that I want to tell. So I could tell that Might story with the revolution and still have characters left over to tell as many stories as I want. So uh, I'm taking 200 or so, probably more, uh, and out of the Bible and I put it in this. This is the Mite story, and it's basically just got characters and different stuff. And then you see I started putting different tabs on this one just so that I can keep track of the different, because everything's random. I didn't number the pages like I numbered this. I numbered the pages in here so that I could have references, so that I know which page to go to when where different categories stop and end. Because like I said, everything is random. So even when I put a category like a white category, right? White is being at the top of the category, and then there'll be a character with the name of white, with the word white in his name, but it's bigger than that. Something white, white star, something like that. You know, something white, white something, like white star, like that. So, and then I'll just write down a list of the, like I'd put star underneath white, and then every word underneath that, and I just put a little dash next to it to where white would be either in front or in back of the word. So, yeah, and that's how I have my lists. I've got plenty of lists like that in the Bible here. So, I don't want to use, say I have one or two or three characters. Like I got at least four black characters in the Mite character in my Mite book, but that's too many. I don't want to put that many, but I can see that I got a couple of bad guys, and I got some good guys. So I got Black Talon, and there's gonna be, and then Blackmail, he'll come in, but Blackmail's not coming in for a long time. But uh, there might be a few incidences that will be introducing him before he gets there, but I don't plan on having that, because I figure at the end of my Mite run, because Mite's not going to run forever, but it's going to feel like it. He's going to run for a good long time, and he's going to introduce a lot of my books. And then when other books come in, they're going to help introduce characters, because I got a good amount of characters that I want to introduce. So, and then at the end, I either want to pick up on my Nebula character and start full time drawing that, or the I want to jump on with the Blackmail. I want to save him for the last back there. So and then I got other things that I got. So yeah, there's a few things that I'm working on, and so, and this one, this is almost filled up. You can see it's starting to fall apart. I've been in it so much, so now I'm gonna have to tape it and glue it up like I did with this one. I got to get a piece of denim, cut a pair of pants up, and make a strip and tape it on until it cures. And you see that sucker's well. I even did the string and I restrung it, because the string goes through the paper, through the holes, and I just held the book together and restrung it. Put some new thread and everything right through this denim, and we glued it back on, and now it's got a new cover. This stuff is falling off, but this sucker is still strong and sturdy. No problem. It's not fraying or coming up at all. So I did a pretty good job on that, and I'm gonna have to do the same with this. Save it. And this sucker is thick, and it's got a pencil in it because I keep pencils in all my books. All three of these got pencils. You can see, boom, 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 those little notches. That's where the pencils are. You can see that one sticking out. So any idea, I can always get to something to write with real quick. I don't need to. I just have to find. I got more books with the other characters that are be coming in. I'm already started to break down some of their stories, and that's why it's taking me so long, because by the time Mite comes out, I want to introduce a lot of characters. Hey, these guys are gonna be coming. That guy's gonna be coming. These groups. That's what I want to do, and I want to have drawings and stuff like that all set up. So that's what I'm trying to work on, designs, and I know I can take my time with it, but I just want to be. I want people to be enthusiastic about my project, and so I'm working on Cameo, Everman, and my Nebula character. those stories, especially the Nebula character, woo, I can't wait, man, because his story is, the potential alone is massive just from his story, just from his opening stories. It's massive how it opens, his origin, everything is. And the more I think about it, the more it's big. It's a big story. It's a big story. So, and I'm intrigued because I like space. I like all of that stuff. So, yeah. I just wanted to let y'all see how I situate my books and how I try to. I can't show you on the side, but I wish I could. This one I want to go through just to. I want to just because each page got 20 something characters on it. So imagine the Might guys on the first page, right? The group. Uh, they're 12, and then I got military dudes and police, and so that makes up the first page, and that's about 20 something characters. And then the next page is my rogues gallery, and that's damn near 30 something characters. So, and then the next page over is a little bit of extra dudes from that have to do a little with the Illuminati groups, and then there's some other. Then when you flip that page, there's how my universe is structured, the characters that have to deal with that. So I got every page. I got then you flip that page, and there's cameo characters, and then you flip that page, and there's extra characters, and then you flip that page, and there's government groups, and then you flip that, and there's military. You flip that, there's government, not government, the city or regular people, and then you flip that, and I got 2 pages of extras. You flip that, there's some mystics. Then I got 2 pages of, so there's a bunch of them that's going to be coming out. That's what I'm saying. There's different groups that I'm going to be bringing in that's going to get their own books, and that's going to bring their own thing, mystics and magic and all that stuff. They're going to have their own book, their own, I guess, world to live in. So that's going to eventually spin off. And that's probably going to spin off pretty quick. Probably the fourth book, the fifth book that I bring out would probably be the fifth and sixth books will probably have to do with the magic and somebody else, because that's going to be a big book, and I'm going to have some magic people stay behind to help um, Mike. So because they regularly help Mike from time to time when magic stuff jumps off, and because the girl, she's a magic person, but she needs help too. So yeah, so I'm telling you, there's so many aspects to the story. It's such a great thing. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base and let y'all see that I'm working hard on these, baby. I'm putting stuff together, and it's getting big, and the story is getting intricate, and that's the tricky part, because writing this intricate story is whoa, you know, and so. Uh, um, Making sure all of I'm not forgetting people, or I'm not leaving stuff out, or I'm not putting stuff in too early. I have to double and triple check things to make sure that I'm giving the payoffs enough air to breathe, and not rushing some things and rushing other things to keep the interest. I have to keep the interest going. And I'm trying to finish off storylines so that the first book has a satisfactory ending, instead of just a whole bunch of cliffhangers. I want there to be a couple of storylines that, or at least one major storyline that gets solved by the end of the first book. So it has to be something major for me, and So I'm still trying to make that happen. That's the only part that's really bothering me. I'm trying to make things intriguing without filling up filling up the pages with everything, and I know I don't have to put in so much information at first. I can just introduce. I don't have to because I got a lot of characters, so I know I don't have the time to talk about all of them. So somebody's got to stay on the back burner while the main story stays focused. And that's what I'm worried about because I know I have three storylines that I got to work on: the Mega and the Cube to the second power and Might, the Might main storyline. So outside of that, yeah, that's it. I guess till the next time. If you like this stuff, like the content, like, subscribe, and do that YouTube thing. We'll be back at you later.